If you think that you can be a major influence and a difference in people's lives without creating money and cash flow, you are derelict. This is part two of how the science of getting rich worked for me. And one of the uniquenesses, the one today, is called the right to being rich, the right to being rich. Now, when I listened to this morning, very short audio, by the way, extremely short audio, and also very short part of the book. And when I listened to it this time, because I'm teaching it, again, for some of you that want to learn how to master being in personal development, you invest, you learn, you teach, right? And when I taught it, I thought, wow, this is really, really, really important, because when you say the right to being rich, I want every one of you, think about this right now. Please listen. If you are in a position right now where you posted on your Facebook wall, I have the right to be rich. I have the right to be rich. I know a lot of you that are watching this live, and also me, when I first heard that, I was like, I don't know about that. Can you guys understand that one seed of doubt and you're out? One seed of doubt and you're out. And so we got all these people all over the world, 99.99% of the people, that if you ask them, do you have the right to be rich? Do you really have the right? And immediately, not only the doubts will come in your mind, the unworthiness comes in your mind. I'm not worthy. I'm undeserving. There's so much rules, which is BS rules. There is so much stupid thinking or stinking thinking that we have. And if you are going out there to contribute to the world, to give to the world, to grow to the world, don't you think that if you don't believe that you deserve, that if you are worthy, if you have the right to be rich, if you have any doubts of that, it ain't coming. No way is it coming. So I remember when I first read that first chapter, The Right to Be Rich, and I read it, and just like everything I've found in life, my teachers, my coaches, my mentors, is we usually on a spiritual level, we think the total opposite of what wealthy people think, what happy people think, what rich people think, that, peaceful people think. And here's why I can prove that to you. If you're not wealthy, if you're not happy, if you're not healthy, if you're not the things that you want to be, then you're thinking the wrong way. So when you read the first chapter of The Right to Be Rich, they say it's sinful. Listen to me. It's sinful to not be rich. Whoa, hang on a second. So when you think about the beliefs that you have, when you think about the way that you were raised, your environment, your family, all the people around you. And let me just cover, and this is not being sacrilegious, just listen to this. But if you're a Christian, which is one religion, right? Christianity, right? And I know, Buddhists, Muslims, Hindus, there's all these religions out there, right? And let me ask you a simple question. Do you believe that Joel Osteen, Creflo Dollar, Joyce Myers, Kenneth Copeland, I'm trying to think, Warner, you know what I mean, that wrote The Purpose-Driven Life? If you have something in your thinking And you need to find, if you're a believer in any religion or any thought, why is it that the people on the very top, thank you very much, Catholics, great. And if you think of the people on the very, very top, do they believe that they have the right to be rich? They absolutely do. So when they say scriptures that are out there that are, let me get this correct. You'll know my people by their fruit. In personal development, success leaves clues, right? And if you look at the top of any belief, I'm telling you what, the temples, the churches, what they wear, the planes that they have, the cars that they have, all of this stuff, they believe they have the right to be rich. Now, if we just talked about America, a bunch of founding fathers coming over here and starting this country, why would they take the time to write in a document that you have the right to be free, that you have the right to be rich? And see, in a capitalist system, you see it. So you got the people out there, the Steve Jobs, no longer with us, the Bill Gates, the Warren Buffett, the Mark Cubans, right? You got all these people that they figured out that they had the right to be rich. And I want to cover one more thing about that, is every one of you that watch this video, live or recorded, every one of you, thank you, T.J. Jakes, you got to understand this. You not only have the right to be rich, but you need to understand that money and riches just make you more of who you already are. And if you don't like who you are, then change it. Change it, right? So one of the things that I want you to know too is if every one of you have not, listen to this, have not written down, not think about it, not type about it, what is your definition of rich? You need to write down what your definition of rich is. Because every one of you, if you wrote a paragraph, if you wrote 4 or 5 sentences on what rich is to you, then guess what? It's going to be harder. It's going to be easier to hit. On the other hand, listen to this. You can't be what you despise. You can't be what you hate. And if you think that being rich and having money, an abundance of money, is not you're not worthy of it, you're not deserving of it, you're very judgmental of it, if you don't have a place for that money to go, I'm telling you what, it's not coming. It's not coming. So let me finish with this one part here. To think that just one chapter of this book revolutioned and made me think different. Because when I read this, I'm telling you, there's been a lot of times in my life where I, Robert Hollis, struggle with worthiness. I struggle with deserving. I struggle with having a lot of money. And if don't know where I'm going to put that money and I don't know where I'm going to give that money, then why would I end up wanting to earn the money? And so when you read this chapter and you think, wow, some of the stuff it covered in the chapter and the audio and when it comes out in the blog tomorrow, I'm going to add an audio to it. I'm listening to an audio a day. And when I listened to this by Dennis Waitley, Dr. Dennis Waitley, another incredible author, personal development person, is, it just really, really blew my mind that he said that he learned from the same mentor and teacher that Bob Proctor had. And that's Earl Nightingale. So Earl Nightingale came across this book called The Science of Getting Rich. And him and all his students, the ones that paid attention, now make more money than they need. Out of the 6 human needs that we have, certainty, variety, significance, love and connection, growth and contribution. The last 2 are growth and contribution. And I need to be straightforward with every one of you here so you can understand the impact of what I'm saying here. If you can't do a video and say to people, I have the right to be rich, I have the right to be happy, there's 3 main things that we're working on every single day. We're working on our intellectual side, our mind side. We're also working on our body, which is our health, right? And you got to understand that if you're overworking one versus the other, so your body, your soul, and your mind, so your spirit, right? So you're working on your body, you're working on your stinking thinking, and you're working on your spiritual connection. If you think that you can be a major influence and a difference in people's lives without creating money and cash flow, you are derelict. That's what it says in the chapter, that you're derelict, that you're sinful, that the knowledge and wisdom out there is there. And if you learn this law of science of getting rich, that you can reach amount of income that allow you to grow. Right before Terry and I got on this, we were talking about it. If you had an abundance of money right now, would you do more for your health? Would you do more for the health of the people that you love? Would you go out there, and if you got freedom of time because you have cash flow, couldn't you go out there and discover the best technology that's available in the world for your health? Yes, you can. And you can also help other people. Okay, now, the part of love and connection and contribution is joy of giving. Fulfillment comes from giving. It says so in the scriptures. And if those of you, I said this on the video yesterday, send me a personal message asking for biblical scriptures that back what I'm talking about in this book. I'll get them for you, right? So now, if you want to give more, if you want to give more to charities, if you want to build orphanages, if you want to build schools, if you want to help, hungry children, hungry vets, if you want to make a difference, you got to learn to build cash flow. And listen, please, building cash flow and becoming rich does not mean having a job or listen closely, being an independent distributor or an affiliate of somebody else's company. You need to build your own brand. You need to build your own business. My mentor said this to me years ago, and I tell people all the time, it took me 28 years to figure it out. If you're not building something that you own, you are wasting your time. Doesn't mean that you got to quit your job. Doesn't mean you have to stop your affiliate program or your network marketing company. No, I didn't say that. I'm saying that each and every day, if you're not building you and building your influence and building your wisdom and building your knowledge, that the way you can give in connection and love is investing in yourself, learning and sharing and teaching, right? So that's the biggest part of contribution and connection and love. It's the key. So we got to grow and we got to contribute and we got to connect. You're never going to figure out the art of fulfillment and happiness without growing and without learning things that you can pass on to others. Wisdom. And right away when I said that, King Solomon, that had everything, wealthiest person on the planet. And when he was asked, if I could give you anything, what would you want? And he said, wisdom. Give me wisdom. Because with wisdom, I can do everything. You got it? So, Tina and I, she's got a coaching call coming up. And that's what I was sharing with Tina. Is like, you are a gift. You are an individual that can create your brand, your influence, and go out there and make a major impact in the world. And as you get people to know, like, and trust you by building your brand, and you build an influence and following, then you can share with them a book, some audios, some learning, some wisdom about nutrition, some learning about love and connection, learning about, your health, learning about your intellect. You see what I'm saying? And so you got to understand that. So this one chapter, super, super, super powerful. Thank you very much for watching this video. Please like it, share it, and subscribe to my channel. Have a blessed day.